got a lead. Darren and his two buddies went to Pacific U. Turns out they got in trouble for harassing sorority girls.
No wonder they're friends. Sort of three sick musketeers.
That still doesn't tell us exactly what they're up to.
Yeah, but the dean of students told me someone who can. A guy named Philip Heron, the fourth musketeer. So you found some misfits to fit in with?
I just thought they'd grow out of it after graduation. Like, the angry nerd thing would end when they were successful, but they were only getting sicker by the minute, and they were still playing the game, only worse.
What game?
Treasure hunt. There's a list with a bunch of girls on it, or types of girls. Everyone throws in a lot of money, and whoever has the most points by the deadline wins.
Points?
Each kind of girl is rated. Easy up to in your dreams loser. Stewardess is 10 points, teachers 30, all the way up to rock stars, politicians, and CEOs.
What about a female cop?
That would be huge.
And how long would a pregnant officer be forced to stay on desk duty? Really? And in terms of assignments, promotability, how heavily do they weigh a female officer's situation? I see.
So you must be relieved to see that Officer Kelly's finally figured out a way to accept defeat gracefully.
What are you talking about?
Talking about getting ready to spawn in the near future. You know, jumping from the fast track to the mommy track. She must be taking his lemons and making lemonade. Makes me thirsty just thinking about it.
Where'd you hear that?
Mrs. Lieutenant's been making phone calls.
What kind of phone calls?
You know, the kind that would tell you only some of the consequences of a female officer getting pregnant. Let's talk about a fatter butt and bigger thighs for starters.
Harper.
That's not exactly my recommendation of a honeymoon marriage period, but if I was swimming in a lieutenant's gene pools, I guess I'd be a little impatient too.
I haven't said a thing, but you want to. Yeah, I think he should know. Well, what stopped you? I mean, after all, he is your husband. Isn't that why you just can't believe that I got the promotion? I haven't told him because, one, you're my friend, and two, I thought you should. Why? It's personal. It has nothing to do with the way that I do my job.
Well, if that's true, then why are you hiding it?
Chris, I deserved this promotion. And besides, I didn't think you really wanted it since you added MRS to the front of your name. I just assumed that you wanted to concentrate on that for a while.
Pregnancy made you crazy?
Me? I am not the one sneaking around my friend's back making phone calls. I do not want this to ruin our friendship.
It won't. It'll just take some adjusting, that's all.
T! Hey! I got us a pizza. Guy gave me so much extra cheese, he could have charged me double. T!
You really went to the Lilith Fair.
I told you I'm a sensitive guy. What more proof do you need?
My badge for starters.
Excuse me?
You know, the one you took for a souvenir after you slipped me the G.H.B.
I'm out of here.
In a few minutes, you're not going to be able to drive anyway.
You drugged me?
Now you're going to know what it feels like.
Why don't you ask him how much you were worth, Jay? His buddy Phil seemed to think that bagging you would be a real game ender.
You can't prove that I've done anything.
I want to know where her badge is. Then I want to know the names of all the women you losers have abused. So I don't have to go throw you off a building.
The only thing that happened that night is I met a beautiful woman that I expected to blow me off, but she didn't.
You have 3 seconds to cut the crap.
All right. I was way behind in points when I saw you patrolling the boardwalk a couple of weeks ago, so when I spotted you at the bar...
How many points was I worth to you?
100. Look, these other women that we picked, they're all just condescending witches, and before the stuff kicked in, you were being so nice to me in your own.
That's because you were being nice to me.
And that's why I called you a cab and I sent you home. Maybe that's where your badge is.
You mean you didn't... We didn't...
No, Jamie. We barely even kissed. I wanted to be with you, but I wanted it to be real.